this is gonna be my video for today, okay? So what's up, YouTube? My bed is not made, so downvote this video if you desire, okay? But I want to explain what wire guitars. This is the wired credentials. Wired's credentials for heroes I pick in solo queue. And the reason I'm calling it Wired's credentials is so that you can, or so that I can, it's so that I can coin this term, because I know this is going to get big, because a lot of you guys share my opinions on this, okay? But I'm calling it Wired's credentials, so you guys have to credit me whenever you say this to other people, okay? My credentials for a hero that I want to spam in solo queue ranked on the US East server goes as follows. First and foremost, I have to be able to first pick it. Doesn't screw me over. Why, you may ask? Because I will never ever get anything outside of like third pick in solo queue, okay? There are people, especially on the USC server, I've noticed, that will quite literally sacrifice 200 gold and forcibly random before they give you their last pick, because they think that they're the best player on the team and they will get last pick no matter what, because if they get counterpicked, it's GG, okay? Never mind the fact that you may be 5.1k, you know, Spirit spammer, okay? They don't care about any of that. They're just like, yo, listen, I'm the best player on this team. Fuck you, I'm getting last pick, alright? So I cannot pick a hero that cannot be picked first. So automatically that discludes some heroes that you're probably thinking of. Personally, I don't know, Meepo kind of gets hard for me to play, you know, even though it's unranked games. Just looking at the hero pool, there's some heroes that I can think of, like, I don't know, maybe Invoker. I don't know. Every hero that I say, I might, like, go back on. Like, I say, you know, maybe Invoker because Doom or whatever, but, like, honestly, like, I'll pick Invoker still. Ember Spirit, you know, Doom or whatever the fuck, or Silences and Global Silences, but I still pick them and stuff like that. It's just that, like, you guys see me spam so much Spirit because I don't actually feel like you should be countering Spirit in the picking stage. So when I pick Spirit and they're like, oh, man, Slark, PL, Silencer, Omni Knight, and Tidehunter, I'm just like, okay, you got a shit team comp, we just won the game. You kind of picked the support. So first pick doesn't screw me over. That's a big one. Secondly, okay, and this isn't as big as this, but this is still pretty big, right? Is that they have to be pretty good, okay? Good hero. What do I mean by good hero? Okay, when I say good hero, I don't just mean that they fit my playstyle. I mean that they actually have to, like, genuinely be able to provide something to a team. Depending on my play style, of course, with the hero. Like, Terrorblade doesn't really provide something to a team unless he's ready to team fight, because Terrorblade just sits there and split pushes. But Terrorblade provides something to me as in the sense that he's a good hero, because after I get bots and Yasha, I'm moving at the speed of crack, and I like that. I like to be able to move quick, right? Also, he has Sunder, which I think is, like, one of the best single abilities in the game, especially since it's an ultimate, but whatever. Well, not considering as much of it. I mean, you have to hold it up to other abilities like Ravage, but still, it's a really good ability, and it just in general, like, it provides a lot to my playstyle of wanting to be able to always have a trump card, right? Spirit always got a trump card. Well, I got 3 on Spirit because I got a kick, a roll, and a pull, right? I can stun you, I can silence you, and I can roll into you to slow you down, or I can roll away. Also, ulti does like 3,600 damage if I perfectly chain it together with rocks and shit like that. You know, it's great shit, right? Always have a trump card, right? That's why I play a lot of Meepo, but I don't really like to play him because he doesn't really have a trump card. You know, he's just like poof. You know, you get Blink and you get Scythe, and then your trump card becomes your trump card becomes your initiation, and you never want to blow your trump card initially. You want your trump card to be like an ending, like I've got a way out, you know? Ember Spirit, great example, right? You start fighting with somebody, you start to realize you're losing the fight, you're throwing bolas on him, it's not working, you're sleight of fisting him, it's not working, you're like, okay, well, I got my remnant 5,000 yards away, so I can always jump to that, right? Trump cards. So good heroes with trump cards. Trump cards. I don't know if it... Dude, correct me in the comments, okay? Fuck you. Last thing, and let me think a little bit about this one, because... I can't actually think off the top of my head, but I have so many things about a hero that I'd like to see. But I kind of just covered a lot of it with the good heroes with trump cards, because I could say something like a hero with an escape, because I really like to play heroes with escape, but that kind of gets covered with the good heroes with trump cards. So I don't know, if I had to say a last one for the purposes of this, it would mostly just have to be something that, like, can play a plethora of positions. And I throw this one in there mostly because in solo queue, you're probably never going to get core or mid. Like, you're never going to get carry or mid without fighting over it at the very least, right? This kind of goes and coincides with the first pick doesn't screw me over thing, but that's why you guys see me pick so many Earth Spirit and Oracle and shit like that as well. Like, in ranked games, right? I'll play Meepo in normal games, but I detest playing that hero in ranked, and I'd much prefer playing somebody like Earth Spirit or Oracle sometimes. I only play Oracle in ranked, so that win less is with Oracle. And I try to stray away from cores as much as possible unless my team absolutely wants me to play core, which is once in an eon, because everybody wants to play carry. So again, this kind of coincides with the first pick doesn't screw me over thing, but basically I have to be able to play support or off lane at the very least. Or position for it, right? If my hero is dependent on getting mid, like if I'm gonna last pick, if I'm going into solo queue and I'm like, okay, the only hero I know how to play is Death Prophet, and I have to get her last pick and I have to go mid, then I'm gonna lose a lot of MMR, guys, because that's a recipe for disaster. Has to go mid, has to last pick, right? And has like no escape or some shit like that. It's a bad sign. I'm not saying that Death Prophet is the hero for that. You can first pick Death Prophet. Don't read too much into the example. I'm just saying if that was my example of a hero, then that would go poorly. Replace Death Prophet with any hero that you guys try to pick in solo queue, and you try to last pick them, and they may not have an escape. So if you get roamed and ganked on, that's a big one. Is the escape thing. I just want to briefly talk about this real quick. There's a lot of people in solo queue that think that roaming and just applying really, really strong early aggression is an easy way to get MMR. And I don't disagree with them. That's a very good way to gain MMR. Throwing people on tilt when they're in an uncoordinated... tilt plus non-coordinated team is like the easiest way to get people raging, right? If you roam and get 2 early kills on an Invoker mid, you bet your ass off that kid's gonna be raging at his supports, pinging them, constantly saying shit like, Lion, where's my ward? Okay, that happens all too often. I win way too many games of it. Probably games I don't deserve, right? That's probably why I'm 5.1k right now. It's just because all I do is roam mid with an Orb of Venom and use smokes and shit like that. And I just watch, like, like this Omni Knight, probably DC'd or something. 0-6, just making kids rage all over the world. It's fun, okay? But anyways, that's my guide to hero picking in solo queue. Wires credentials, please credit me if you ever use this, because I came up with this shit. All right, Deuce Arenas.